Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. As you know, we have already discussed it, the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. Today we will be discussing its questions. Now question number first is find an explanation find an explanation to match each expression given in the left column of this table and write it against the expression in right column. Here we have to write the explanation of each expression in the right column. Now expression from the poem and explanation in the right column. As you see in the table, the head is held high. The head is held high. It means people live with dignity and self-respect. The explanation of this, the head is held high, means the explanation of this is that people live with dignity and self-respect. Now expression is the world has not been broken up into fragments. The world has not been broken up into fragments. Explanation of this is the human society is not divided into groups. While tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Explanation of this is people make continuous efforts to achieve perfection in all walks of life. Now expression is the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into terry desert and terry desert sand of dead habit. Explanation of this is conservatism, which may make people unprogressive and directionless desert as in a fearful desert does not destroy reason. Now last one is expression or इसके explanation बाद में the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. The explanation of this is the actions and thoughts are guided by God. Now solved questions है हमारे पास. What kind of freedom does Tagore envisage for his country? What kind of freedom does Tagore envisage for his country? The answer of this question is Tagore longs his country to be fearless and self-respecting. They should get knowledge freely. There should be no division among people. Truth should prevail everywhere. People should act with reason. People should act with reason. They should be free from superstitions and useless rituals. The question is what harm can be caused by blind faith? What harm can be caused by blind faith? How can we get rid of blind faith? Answer of this question is blind faith destroys our faculty of reason and logic. It stands as a big halt in the way of progress. We can get rid of blind faith through reason and knowledge. Right? Blind faith destroys our faculty of reason and logic. It stands as a big halt in the way of progress. We can get rid of blind faith through reason and knowledge. Now another question is, what is the central idea of the poem? इस poem का central idea क्या है? The poem is a kind of patriotic song. It's a sort of prayer. The poet appeals to God to awaken his country to a dawn of freedom. He would like India to be an ideal country. He wants Indians to be brave and fearless. Knowledge should be free in country. People are not divided into groups. They should aim at perfection and be guided by reason. They should give up old and bad customs. Let me repeat it again. What is the central idea of the poem? इस poem में यानी poem जो है where the mind is without fear by Rabindranath Tagore. इसका central idea है the poem is a kind of patriotic song. It's a sort of prayer. The poet appeals to God to awaken his country to a dawn of freedom. He would like India to be an ideal country. He wants Indians to be brave and fearless. Knowledge should be free in country. People are not divided into groups. They should aim at perfection and be guided by reason. They should give up old and bad customs. Now reference to the context first है. Now इसका मैं text पढ़ रहा हूँ. But the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. But the mind is led forward by the into ever widening thought and action. Now question इसका है. How does the poet contrast reason and dead habit? How does the poet contrast reason and dead habit? The answer of this question is reason is progressive. Reason is progressive. It brings knowledge, improvement, and advancement. Dead habit is lifeless. Dead habit is lifeless and unprogressive, and hence the big hold in development. Dead habit जो है, it is big hold in development. So let me repeat it again. Reason is progressive. It brings knowledge, improvement, and advancement. Dead habit is lifeless and unprogressive, and hence the big hold in development. Now question B. Why does the poet use the expression dreary desert sand? Why does the poet use the expression dreary desert sand? Answer of this question is the poet wants his countrymen to get rid of unprogressive past. To get rid of the unprogressive past, they should take to new ways of life. They should take to new ways of life. He used this expression to express conservation, which may make people unprogressive, dull, and directionless as in a fearful desert. So let me repeat the answer of this question. Question is, why does the poet use the expression dreary desert sand? The poet wants his answer इसका है जब the poet wants his countrymen to get rid of the unprogressive past, they should take to new ways of life. He uses this expression to express conservation, which may make people unprogressive, dull, and directionless as in a fearful desert. Question is, why does the poet refer to as thee in these lines? Why does the poet refer to as thee in these lines? The poet refers thee to God. The poet refers thee to God. He wants God to guide his countrymen on the path of progress. Now stanza number 2 जो है इसका उसको then there are questions, so let me read it. Where the mind has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, by tireless striving stretch its arms towards perfection. Question is, what does the poet imply by narrow domestic walls? Domestic walls से poet क्या चाहता है, मतलब what does he mean by narrow domestic walls? The poet means that Indians should not be divided into groups. Domestic walls means narrow domestic walls, that means by the poet it means that India should not be divided into groups. What evil can be perpetrated by these walls? Answer है इसका, these walls can make a country weak and divide people into groups. से जो walls हैं इससे क्या हो जाएगा, country weak हो जाएगी and people divide हो जाएंगे ग्रुपों में. These walls can make a country weak and divide into groups. There will be growth of evils like hatred, inequality, and callous consciousness. Now C part है इसका. The third line of stanza suggested that people should speak. What is being suggested? The third line of the stanza suggested that people should speak. People लोगों को speak करना चाहिए, कहना चाहिए. क्या कहना चाहिए? What is being suggested? यहाँ पे है इसका आंसर जो है, that is the people should speak truth and should be truthful. The people should speak truth and should be truthful. Now question is last question. How can people achieve perfection? लोग कैसे perfect achieve कर सकते हैं perfection? Answer इसका है, people should act with reason. They should act with reason. They should work hard and help each other in their respective fields. They should attain perfection by hard work and reason. Thank you very much.